Hello everyone. I needed some census data for another project that I'm working on. And in the process of getting that data, I realized two things. That one, the process is not as straightforward as one would hope. And secondly, that most of the videos that's available are based on this website right here, the American Fact Finder website. And if you were to go to that website right now, this is what you will get, that the website has been decommissioned and is no longer available. So that's why I decided to make this video. To get the shapefile, for say census tract or blocks, you would go to the census.gov Tiger shapefile, and that's what I did. So you could go here and download the shapefile for the area that you need. But when I got the shapefile, for the Harris County. When I got the shapefile and I looked at the attribute data, this is what I got. There's no anything about there's no any population data on any of these shapefile. So the tracts and the block groups, they all don't have any population data. And this, if you look at the shapefile, the tiger line shapefile technical documentation, the shapefile do not include the demographic data. So you have to get these separately from tables, and then you join the shapefile and the table for the population data that you need to use for your analysis, for whatever, or for mapping, for whatever need that you have. So to get the population data, to get the tables, you need to go to the data website for the census. So you go to the data.census.gov, and then you go to the advanced search, and then you go to the survey, and then you go to the decennial data. These are the 10-year census data that the government collects. And then after that, you go to search and then view all tables, and then from here you can customize the table that you need. So if you go here and say we want the survey that it's only for the summary file 1. The summary file 1 is the population data. It's the total population data. Is the total population data for all the races, age, and group in the area. So that's what you need for total population. You'll need the summary file 1, and then you have to specify the year for which you need. So in our case, we're going to do 2010, and then of course it's going to ask you, you can customize further for the area that you need. So for example, we want to do, so you're going to do the geographic area that you need. So for example, we want say I already have the tract and the block group, so let's do blocks, and we are in Texas, so we'll do Texas. And we don't want all the blocks, we just want the blocks for Harris County. That's where Houston is. And then of course we're going to do all the blocks within Harris County. and then we can download. You can look at the selections here to see if you're happy with your selection, and then if you are, you can close this and download the table. It's going to take a minute to prepare the file for you, and then you can download it. And what you end up getting is a zip file showing with the CSV containing the data that you've downloaded, the table that you've downloaded, along with a metadata for that table. So you can extract this to a folder that you want. So if you were to look at the data that we just downloaded and extracted, this is the main table, the one that has all the data that we need. And the other one, actually we'll see this one better if we were to bring it on ArcMap. And the other one is the description of the field names that the description for each field that the table has. And look at this right here. It looks like the table, the main table, has two fields for the layer name. The main layer name, and the other one is like the description. So this is going to be a little bit of a challenge when joining them, but yeah, this is what we have. In the Shapefile technical document, it says that both the shapefiles and the table have the identifier GeoID, and that's what we're going to use to join the shapefile and the table. So when you look at this right here, you see the GeoID field for the table, and when you open the attribute table for one of the shapefiles, you also see the GeoID. Another thing that you have to make sure that you're working with the right table is that when you look at the information, so you have the tract number and the state ID, they all match. So we have the state ID and the county ID and the tract number, and when you open the table, we have that as well. You can rearrange these. So you have the state 48201 for Harris County, and then you have the tract ID. So the next step that you would like to do, you need to do, is to join these two. But if you look at these right here, you see there's an identifier at the beginning of every GeoID in the table that is not here in the shapefile. So there are two ways you can deal with this. One of them is to add an identifier at the beginning of every record in the tract, or you can get rid of this right here. So look at this, like everyone has this 14000 US at the beginning of it. So you can get rid of that one, or you can add that 1400 US at the beginning of this GeoID right here. I'd like to do the other one the other way. I'd like to get rid of this right here. So what I'll do, I'll remove this right here and make a copy of this. And rename it. "2010." And then what I'll do, I'll look for everything that has 1400 000 US. I'll find everything that has that and replace it with a blank. And then save this and bring it to the bring this to the ArcMap. And now we want to join. We're going to use, first of all, we have to look at the table we just made changes to. And look at the GeoID now. It looks good. If we were to open the table right here, the GeoID here looks just like the GeoID over here. GeoIDs look good. Now we want to join. I'm going to use the GeoID, and then of course we're going to use this table and also use the GeoID from that table. And then it's going to ask you, do you want to do all the records or you only do the matching one? We're going to do all the records, because if it's not matching, we still want to keep those. And then it's going to ask you, you're going to do the validation. This is to make sure that everything will work, and it looks like everything is good. So we're going to close this and join. And now when we open the table, we get the resulting table. This is the one with the join. You're still going to have to do the naming to know which is which, because this brought the first field ID, didn't bring the second one. So you have to know which of these, what's P1, what's P2, what's P3, and so on and so forth. So this is how you do join the census data to the tract or the shapefiles that you download from the census.gov.